me Queen here, life after money, just adjusting things. Oh dear, I'll be right in a minute, just hang about, I'll be right in a minute, that's it, that'll do. Hello, can you see me, Mother? I'm here, this is me Queen, also known as Eleanor, life after money. Right, coffee time. Cheers. Have you got yours? Oh, it's a bit hot. Now we have a cat that wants to come up. Come on then, Maze. Maze wants to be in the picture today. Here she is, look. My little girl. Hello, Maisie. Right, sit there quietly now. That's a good girl. Get yourself comfortable. Do you like my tree? This Christmas tree, I made it about 3 years ago. It is bits of wood made into a frame, and across it I stretched a t-shirt, pinned it at the back, and then got some colourful pan scrubbers and attached them on there with screws. So it's about 3 years old now, so I just keep getting it out. Yes, now what are we going to talk about? Maisie, sit down please. Thank you. I have to hold my arms out here because she keeps nudging me, wanting me to fuss her. Yes, I know, Maze. That's it, get yourself comfortable. Dig your claws in my legs. Right, let's go. I've had a request to talk about, I'll start in a minute, to talk about utilities, because the price of everything is going up. How can we cope with having to pay out more money for gas, electricity, water and anything else? I think there's just basically 3 utilities, although you could actually put your telephone and broadband in with that. Yeah, I was forced to change my utility company about 18 months ago now, way before this last mess came about. My company went bust, so I was put onto one of the big 6. They agreed to honour the deal that I already had in place with the smaller company. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen when that deal runs out, what kind of a deal they will offer me. But anyway, I won't go for direct debits, monthly direct debits or standing orders out of my bank. I prefer to pay quarterly on a bill, because I want to pay for my gas and electricity after I've used it. I know that could mean that I'm paying a little bit more, but that is my choice. That's how I organise my finances. So, how to save money? There are lots of ways you can save money, really. It depends how high you set your standards and what your physical needs are. I mean, if you've got someone in the house that is not very well, you might have to have the heating on a bit more. I'm okay with just using my heating very sparingly. So I'll put it on if I'm cold, and I will turn it off when I'm warm. I sometimes put it on first thing in the morning if I wake up cold, but I always put it off during the daytime. I sometimes put the heating on. My central heating does now work, and I put it on sometimes for an hour or two in the evening if I'm spending time sitting here at the computer. So I use it sort of sparingly, but in the meantime, Maisie, sit down please. In the thank you. Are you going to, that's it, Maisie, sit down please. Thank you. In the meantime, what I do is wear a lot of clothes. I have got a great big, I would stand up to show you, but I can't because there's a cat here. I've got a great big fleecy dressing gown over the top of my normal clothes. First layer, I've got a long sleeved base layer on, like a t-shirt. Then I have a short sleeve t-shirt over the top of that. Then I have a sweatshirt over the top of that. And I have a scarf around my neck. My bottom, I have joggy bottoms, what I call. And then underneath them I have leggings. And I wear 3 pairs of socks. So, put lots of clothes on so that you won't have to turn your heating on as often. Cheers! Oh dear, that nearly went down the wrong way. So, these are my big pair of socks. I've got 2 on now, but I shall put these on. I've just brought these to show you. These were given to me for Christmas 2 years ago, and really big oversized slipper boots, I think they call them. Well, the bottoms wore out, so I put patches on, and they will last another year or 2 years. So these are my slipper socks, which I wear over the top of 2 other pairs of socks. I have little gloves, fingerless gloves. Now, someone kindly knitted these for me, so I can do my computering with these on. And they do keep your hands warm. You can buy wrist warmers, I think, as well, but my sleeves are long enough. So, little gloves. All these little things help. And woolly hat. If I'm very, very cold, I will put my woolly hat on in the house. It doesn't matter what you wear in the house, because nobody can see you. That's unless you're making a YouTube video. Anyway, so all these extra bits and bobs to keep yourself warm. Now, in the pocket of my dressing gown here, I carry a little torch. Now, if I'm going from room to room and I just want to get something, say, out of the kitchen, I won't put a light on. I try and just light the room that I'm in. So if I need to go elsewhere in the house, I can just put my little torch on if I'm searching for something, and then I don't need to put the light on. It does have normal batteries, but for what I use it for, they last a long time. But carry a little torch about with you. So, electricity, gas for heating. Now, I wouldn't want to live in an all-electric house because I do feel that's more expensive than gas, although I'm not really 100% sure on that. I cook with gas, and when I cook, I just use one pan and put everything in there. I've got a pan of stew at the moment, ready for today. I made it yesterday, and so I will just cook one meal in one pan, because it saves on washing up, of course. I will sometimes use the grill and put a few items on the grill pan and watch it and turn it over, and then I just use the microwave sometimes. I never use the oven. because to heat the oven you really need to fill it with lots. And I don't bake, I don't roast, I don't fry. But it does mean that I can still have a good selection of food, because you don't need to roast, fry and bake. I still eat a good variety of food. So that's the cooking thing. I have a hot water tank for heating bath water. Now I only put that on when I'm having a bath. Why do I need to have a tank full of hot water to just wash a few pots up in the sink? I don't. So if I'm having a bath, the water goes on, I heat the tank, I have the bath, I switch the water off again. For washing pots, I don't have a dishwasher, don't need one, but what I do is every time I've finished with, a pot, a pan, a mug or plate or whatever, I get a trickle of cold water out of the tap and I rinse it immediately and put it on the draining rack and leave it there. I mean, I don't dry pots with a cloth, I just let them dry. Very occasionally, maybe, once a week or once every 2 weeks, I will use hot water and have a real good scrub through. I have a kettle to boil hot water for washing some pots in the sink if I need to do that. So what else? I wash my hair in the kitchen sink in between baths. I don't feel the need to wash the whole of my body all of the time. I can just wash bits of it. I can wash my hair in the kitchen sink with a kettle full of hot water. I can use the bathroom, even if there's no hot water in the tank, I can use cold water. I wash my face with cold water all the time, hands and my other bits as well, all the time with cold water. Oh dear, I'm not going to tell you all my personal secrets, you work it out for yourself. You must do whatever you think is right for you. Some people want to have a shower every day. I don't think that is necessary, nor a bath every day. I wait until I am looking a bit rough around the edges, a bit ragged, I'm getting a bit smelly. I think, oh blimey, I wouldn't want to be standing next to me. So then I have a good wash. But and clothes washing, I use clothes several times, put them back in the wardrobe and wash them when they either smell or look dirty. So I've got an automatic washer there. I wash on a 30-degree wash. Don't go for the hot washes, don't need to. There's only me here, there's only my germs in this house. And for a 30-minute, if you're going to wash your clothes for sort of an hour, hour and a half, they're not going to last as long and will need replacing more often. Some of my clothes I've had 10, 20 years or more, because I don't beat them to death in a washing machine. I must say though that I do have clean pants on every day. That is a must, really. But even so, as I said before, I wear boys' pants. They last years and years, so they do get a regular wash. Cheers. Have you got a coffee? So I think that's covered. Yeah, the heating, the cooking, the washing. Use your own common sense. I mean, people say that you've got to choose between heat and eat. I can't see that really, because you always have to eat first. First and foremost is keeping a roof over your head and eating. You can cut corners with the other things. Now, I have my computer on quite a lot during the daytime. I don't think it uses that much electricity, but you see, that is my priority. And it depends what your priority is. If you want to have a bath every day or a shower every day, there will be other areas in your spending that you will have to cut down on. So really, you're better off sitting down with a piece of paper, making a list in what you have to pay for in order of priority. You're prioritising of what is important to you. So paying the mortgage and paying the rent, important. You've got to do that. And what else is there now? I think mainly it's about utilities, really. I mean, just think, every time you flick that switch, it's going to cost you money. So try not to flick the switch. You can, my house has had extra insulation in. I was lucky enough to actually get that on a government grant a few years ago now. I think they still do have grants, but I don't think the applying for them is quite as easy as it was then. But because my heating didn't work at all, I was without any heating for about 3.5 years because I couldn't afford to get it repaired. And so at the time I was off sick, so I've got no wages coming in when I was 59. So I applied for this grant. They allowed me £3,000, which covered for a new boiler and new didn't get a new tank, new something else. Oh, I did get a tank, I think, yes. And that also covered for the cavity wall insulation and an extra layer of loft insulation. So I was really lucky to get that and apply at the right time. I'm not sure what the system is like now, but I would say at least apply if you have the opportunity. I'm not sure if it's going to be plain sailing. You might have to jump through a few hoops. It might take several months, you know, but if there is any grants out there, it might be an idea to try and get a grant for some updating in your house. Now, I've got really old-fashioned radiators here. They do still work. And so they're fine, you know. What else can I say? It's a lot of it is personal preference. I would look at ways of using less. Now, I've always had this thing about if you don't switch things on, then you don't have to pay for it, and that has really held me in good stead throughout the whole time since I've been retired.